Now, I would like to invite the next speaker for this session, who is Dr. Vrushali Dehadray. She is Assistant Professor in Center for Educational Studies, Indian Institute of Education, Pune, since October 2000. Her areas of research work include corporal punishment, abolition of Right of Education Act in Madhya Pradesh. It was funded by Azim Premji University. Review of the early childhood education interventions, introduced in selected Anganwadis funded by UNICEF. She has been working with international institutions like UNESCO, Appeal, UNICEF, and has organized training programs for college principals, preschool, and primary teachers. She has immense research experience. Welcome to this session, madam. We are really happy to have you with us. Over to you, madam.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity. You have invited me as an expert for this plenary session. But when I started preparing for this session, I had a thought that instead of an expert, let me think of students' point of view. So if I am a student and I am enrolling myself for some e-courses, what are the chances of dropping out? And in fact, during COVID, I registered myself for three courses, out of which I completed one and dropped out of two. So what were the reasons? So I thought that let me think from that perspective and maybe we can arrive to some solutions. As all of us know, and even the previous speakers had already mentioned, that there is sudden increase in takers of online courses. Here is some data of Coursera, edX, then Future Learn. So you can say there is almost 100% rise in the registered enrolled students in 19 and 20. And we all know that pandemic forced us to sit at home and use some other techniques to interact with others, and digital tools were very handy, and there was sudden increase, almost 100% increase in online students. But at the same time, you can see that there is very high dropout rate for e-learning. So if we are thinking that e-learning is a solution for dropout, then we also need to think that is it really so? And if the dropout rate is so high, because if you compare this dropout rate with the offline classes, I am sure that is dropout rate for offline courses is much lesser than this. Then what are those factors due to which the students are dropping out from e-learning courses? And if this is the case, can we consider e-learning as a solution for dropout? So that we need to think. And I started from students' perspective. Now, if you go to any library and take a book of educational philosophy and try to find out the first chapter, generally it is the first chapter, what is the purpose of learning? And the conventional answer is A, B, C, that is affective component, behavioral component, and cognitive component. So these three are the purposes of learning, that is create a new knowledge, developing feelings and emotions, and then enhancing physical and motor skills. So this is very background philosophy of purpose of learning. But when any lay person, lay student is thinking about education, learning, enrolling for some courses, what are the real reasons? So I am calling them hidden agenda. So especially when it comes to the college student, college education, higher education, there are these hidden agendas. Now again, it is no more hidden. We openly discuss, we openly talk about it. So am I going to get a good job? Is there increase in my status if I complete this particular course? Am I going to get better opportunities for career advancement? That maybe a pay increase in my pay, increase in my designation? Am I going to be placed on some good project? And then there could be that, okay, I have nothing to do at present, so I want to learn something new. So is it going to help me to reduce my boredom and monotony? Is there a will it be a solution for a midlife crisis? Now, last two agendas I have mentioned because if you see the data, you will find that many grown-up people, especially 40 plus ladies, are enrolling for online courses, and their percentage is increasing year by year. So if all these e-learning courses are fulfilling this hidden agenda as well as philosophical agenda, I will complete the course. If not, I will quit. I will drop out. Now, creating new knowledge, yes, definitely. If you enroll for any course, it definitely help you to create new knowledge. Second, developing feelings and emotions. For this purpose, I am not very sure whether e-learning is helping in uh, developing feelings and emotions, because the way it is delivered, you are alienated, you are secluded, and you are doing it on your own. So I don't know how much it is helping you to develop your feelings and emotions. And the third is enhancing physical and motor skills. Now again, there is limitation in the courses that those are offered through e-learning digital mode, because the courses for which the practical experience is must required, then if those are developed only in e mode, there will be limitation in developing your physical and motor skills. Now if you come to the hidden agenda or not so hidden agenda, uh, these are my requirements, and is the course which for which I have enrolled myself, is it giving me solution for this? Good job. So recently there is a change in the status of e-courses, but more or less even today, if you are enrolling for a course in person, it is given more weightage. So I don't know whether if I enroll myself for e-learning, whether it will given a same weightage and whether it will me to help a good job. Again, status. Uh, as I have said that recently there is somewhat change in the status if you have taken online course, but I'm sure that we can't say that the status is much better than offline course. Better opportunities for career advancements. So this also we need to find out. Reduce boredom and monotony. So this is empty home syndrome, emptiness syndrome, which a typical lady experienced during this age. So is it a solution? So you can see e-learning and dropout, this is a very complex relationship, and two big categories will decide. There are different factors whether you will continue the course or not. So some are the course related factors like type of e-learning, whether it is a synchronous course or asynchronous, what is the cost. If it is a synchronous course, then it is again difficult because it is real time engagement. Cost, if it is too high or it is too cheap, then the dropout rate is high. Language of instruction, this is very important, because in offline class, even though you have taken English as a medium of instruction, but if you are finding it difficult to understand, there are teachers, there are your friends, peers who can help you to simplify it and understand it in the local language. This facility is lacking in most of the courses. Then nature of subject, as I have mentioned earlier, theoretical subjects, e-learning is okay, but for subject for which the practice, real experience is necessary, there is a limitation. What is the content? Is it relevant? Is it really going to help me to get new knowledge? Is it really going to help me to get advancement in my career? Is it updated or it is out of date? Then service quality. This is particularly the system, that is it user friendly system. If you are giving a submitting something, if you are getting a feedback immediately. And then there are learning factors like illiteracy. If you are a first generation computer literate person in the family and there is nobody else in the family who can help you, and if you have finding difficulty in accessing the content, there is nobody to help you, it is going to difficult to continue. Access, connectivity, gender. Some researchers have shown that in gender comparisons, the chances or the percentage of women who are quitting the course, dropping out, is more than men. Employment status, if you are currently employed and how much tied you are if you are not able to find sufficient time to fulfill the course requirement, then it is a burden. Age, uh, even though the percentage of people who are 45 plus are enrolling for e-classes, the percentage of dropout is also high, because the moment there is change in the priority, they find something interesting in their life, they will prefer going for that alternative. Learner's perspective. Now, learner's perspective is that what is your purpose? The earlier purposes I have mentioned. So whether the course is appropriate answer for that, level of commitment. Now, when I am attending a lecture, and if for 2-3 consecutive days I don't attend a lecture, I get a call from my friend. Why didn't you come? And in some cases, even teacher contact that why were you absent for 2-3 days? Why haven't you submitted the assignment? So though there is a social pressure, there is a peer pressure, there is a pressure from the teacher that I have to be in the class, I have to complete my assignment in a given time. But that kind of commitment is very low on e-learning courses, because if you don't, nobody asks you. At the most, there is some warning kind of message that this is the last date and you have to complete the course. But nobody is going to ask that why didn't you do, or if you are facing any problem, nobody is there to help you to sort out that problem. So the level of commitment is very low. And self-motivation. Now, there are people for whom intrinsic motivation is sufficient, but there are some people for them extrinsic motivation is there, that someone has to praise them, someone has to criticize them, someone has to motivate them. So in absence of those external peer pressure, external factors, external motivation, if the personality of the learner is of that type, and if these things are lacking, they are likely to drop down. So you have to maintain your motivation level very high.
Right.
There are these some, this is, yes, research findings. I am not going to read. This is the last slide. So if we want e-learning as a solution for dropout, then we have to add some few other variables to other features to that course, that updating the content, motivation boosters, somehow you have to think of it. Buddy system, I have seen that buddy system works very well, that you are linked with somebody else who will from time to time, you will remind you, motivate you. And adding offline component. So if it is delivered in a hybrid mode, and you are getting some chance to interact with people in real time, the commitment level increases and the chances are very less that you will drop out. So thank you very much. I'm done.
Thank you, madam. This was absolutely wonderful. What a beautiful presentation, and different aspects of e-learning that you have presented before us. Thank you very much.